Jigsaw is such a camp queen, bringing his little doll with him to Mexico. I hope that was the only thing in that carry-on bag of his, just in case he needed to do some murders. I had to watch Saw X because, I had to see for myself if it was actually good, like good, not like one of the better Saw movies good, right? And what I found was somewhere between a Grecian tragedy splatter vaudeville show and the most intense sitcom bottle episode ever filmed. John Kramer and Amanda are given real personalities, and them being the marks brings an actual symbolic order to the way that the film progresses. Each trap, until the last two, are medically focused and Babylonian in a way. Am I mixing my ancient cultures? You operate on my brain, now you have to give me a piece of yours. You promise leukemia patients a miracle, time to pay in 40 ounces of bone marrow. It gave me those medical scenes in The Exorcist where you see this sort of horrid totality of medical trauma, these loud banging machines, the pain of constant testing, an unknown end result. Only the first and second Saw movies had traps that felt truly thematic to the person being forced to make the choice to live. I'm assuming that's because John's the only one making them in those two movies and his little associates are making the rest of them. But none of those really felt befitting in the way of the waxing poetic psychopath that is John Kramer. It felt like all of the traps should be representative of the sin, and here they are, and it works. The pipe bomb and marrow traps in particular are nasty, and I was actually on the edge of my seat, where most other Saw traps left me unimpressed because they're all flash, really gross, and no tension. One of the problems I've always had with the traps is the short time limit for most of them. It never felt like it gave the victims enough time to do the impossible thing, like cut your own eye out or whatever. Here the timer is 3 minutes instead of 1. I think it actually is a reference to John having 3 months left to live and the schemers get 3 minutes, I don't know. It gave them time to panic, really build up, and finally do the horrible task. The fact that multiple people either lived or got so close to the end also ties nicely to the medical nature of it all. These miracle cures turn horror traps, have a low success rate for life, but it's there. In the end, the film doesn't really trust its audience very much. It really becomes a Saw movie in the last 10 minutes, if you know what I mean, with loads of flashbacks and annoying exposition that was really obvious and unnecessary. Also, I kind of wanted the schemers to make it. As the Saw movies have progressed, the victims were never very likable. They became Nazis and murderers and arsonists, and in an older TikTok I stated that was because it makes the audience feel guilt-free about watching them die horribly. Here, they kind of goad each other on as if they're really in it together, unlike pretty much every other group Saw trap ever. But that potential, do these people completely deserve this-ness, was ruined when it's revealed that the main villain is truly irredeemable, and the sudden revelation actually doesn't fit her character's actions up to that point. It was pretty jarring. Some really great details though. John using his engineering skills to get back to the makeshift hospital was so smart, and I love that he's this brilliant engineer but he still types with 2 fingers. So close to being truly great, but definitely still very good. I never want to watch it again, but I'm convinced it was well worth watching once. Now let Saw die, please. Old Yeller it on a good note. 3 out of 4 stars.